Hello and welcome to Crafty Learns Programming in Java. So we're back. This is what we were looking at last time, parameters, and it got me looking into more about methods. So we're going to do a little bit more about methods, especially two types. Methods that return something and static methods. So what I thought I would do is to make a new package. And we're going to call it Crafty Utils. So this is going to be something maybe you have to do it. Oh, it's one of those conventions, Crafty Util. I'm looking at, yeah. We'll do that. And we're going to do a new class here called Crafty Math. Oh yeah, there's a bit of math in this one. So what I'm looking at here is when I say it, it's what I say is like we've already shown you one type of method. This one that doesn't return anything, right? It just does it and that's it. There's another type that actually returns something, and you'll find this in the maths class. You'll do a lot, which is why I want to show you. Because, for example, if I want to calculate something like we did here, right? So, for example, I want to calculate something, but I don't want to have to write all this. I just want to have to use something, and this is my utility class, Crafty Math. So we're going to do a thing called public add, for example, to ints, and instead of putting public, we're going to put public int. Okay, add two ints. We'll do the body, and you'll notice a error message continuously because it is look add return statement. All right, so that's what we're looking at today. So we're going to do two parameters, int num1, int num1. Still haven't improved my typing. And it's going, ow, what are you doing? So we have to do a variable, which is the sum of these two. All right, and then we have to say sum equals num1 plus num2. That was control and space to bring that up. All right, now here is the good thing. Okay, we want to return the sum, so we have to put this statement in: return sum. Oh, and I've got a wrong. I always do them mixed up. There we go. It's okay. So if we don't do this, we'll get this error, and it says add return statement. So we're gonna put that back in, and the error disappears. Okay. But this is a bit of a bugger to do all this. Okay. So when we add, instead of this will always add two ints, right? Now the other thing we have to do is, because we don't want to create an object every time, we're gonna have to put static. So that means we don't have to, we just have to import our thing, and I'll show you when we do it here what happens. So we've got no imports. Okay, and I've found these great to learn. I've been spending my time in it, and that's why it's been so long for a video, because I wanted to get this correct. So I'm gonna take out that. We'll still keep that. So instead of saying sum equals num1 plus 2, I'm going to write crafty, and look, Crafty Math, and it's imported all this Okay, from crafty U to crafty math. Now I've got to put my dot, add 2 ints, and it's going to fill in. No, it's not. So I'm going to put number 1 and number 2. Oh no. Number 2, because these are the parameters of the argument. And we have to put int, of course, because it's an int we're getting. And there we go. So instead of having to add all these, I mean, that's just a basic thing, because you've got to add numbers, but you know, it does it anyway. So we're at main, and I'm just going to delete that and call it param. I'm going to create my object. I'll tell the object what I want to create. Parameters param equals, now I'm going to create, and don't forget the brackets and the silly colons. Gotta forget them. And param, add 2 numbers, so 45 and I don't know, 89, and colon. So if we run this, we'll save it, and we save the parameters. Oh, 134, which is of course correct. It's a computer, it's not going to be incorrect. So if you noticed, instead of doing the math, we added it. Now this is for simple things, okay, so it's a simple way of showing it. So in our crafty math, we can put by saying public, so everybody can say it's static, so we can just import it and not have to create an object, which is normally what you have to do. And then we just put the type we want to return, which is an integer, an int. Okay, if you wanted to do public static void, public static void, for example, public static double divide 2 doubles. So now it's getting the thing. It's okay at return, but it's going to return nothing at the minute because there's nothing there. But later, so we put double 1, double 2, and we have to create this the double what we're going to return. So we can just stick that. Always forget. It's good practice because you'll get it and return that. Come on. Return some. Now sum has to equal something, obviously. Sum equals 1 divided by 2. Okay, so we go back to our parameters, and we're gonna basically do the same. Well, but we're gonna divide. And when you divide 2 numbers, you cannot really use integers because you've got to have decimals. Double. Here. Double. And we're going to get rid of this. Double something. Equals. Now I'm going to crafty math, that was control and space, and I'm going to put my dot and divide 2 doubles, and number 1 and because I've spelled that wrong, it's not coming up. And I can just put number 2. Oh. Number 2. I love these shortcuts. Very good. And close it. There we go. And we can go back to the main. Divide. So let's think of 15.6 and 56.2. Don't ask me in real life, because I don't know. And save all these. Oh, no, we didn't. So what we didn't do, we didn't hit the return sum. We returned the sum, and we didn't make it static. See? Mistakes. Oh no, not this one. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one. We didn't save it. Making mistakes all over. But that's good. It shows you what's good. And look, oof, there you go. Dividing two numbers by that. Adding, dividing. So that's the basics, how I understand these things, right? In my crafty math. When you have a return statement, you've got to have what you're returning in it. Okay. And the math class shows you a great one. Great. I mean, if you look at the math class, well, it's a bit difficult, but giving me the inspiration. You can create your own maths if you want. So, because I think in future sometimes you have to do your own stuff. So if you want to do an equation over and over again, that's not in the standard math class, and you just have to add parameters, and it's a good thing to do. You know, if you want to put two strings together, I suppose, anything really. See, I don't know enough of Java yet to say what you can do with it, but from the little I know, I think it's a really good thing. So anyway, you need the meeting. Say meeting. That's it. The meat and veg of it is you have to create it publicly, of course, because if it's not public, nobody can see it. Right? This parameters can't see it. So if it has to be static, means I don't have to say crafty maths equals new crafty maths, blah blah blah. I don't have to create an object. This is what I understand. Could be I'm completely wrong, but and then the actual data type or thing or object you want to return, and you have to do whatever parameters and whatever thing you want to do, and then you have to return, and this is a reserved word, and return it what you want. So when you actually use it to call it, you need a variable, and that has equal, and you have to import and type out where it comes from, and you'll get a, to call a method or to use it. I keep saying using it. I think I'm trying to get myself to say call it, because it's the jargon. But you gotta get used to the jargon. It's a bitch. Add two ints, and then you can use whatever parameters. It's a bit weird. I think it's good because if you do repetitive things, you can build up your own libraries. And look what I've done. I've made myself a new package called Crafty Util, and I'm going to put any maths things I might use in there, and that could be good later on, because I've got some ideas. I'm brewing them up in my mind. And the other thing is constants, which I'm going to add here. They're not very difficult. Static. What you got to, this is how you write them. Public, okay, because everyone wants to see it. Static, I mean, a constant is self-explanatory. It stays the same. It's constant. Static, final, and let's say we want a double. Okay, and this is just equals. Why do you give me an error? The only thing bad about it is it knocks up red lines everywhere and you think, actually, I've done something wrong. Oh, dearie me. So, when I have done something wrong, we'll have to call it something. Let's call, I don't know, because it's normally, what a static, gravity. And usually, I think the convention is you do it in capital letters. Equals 9, what is it, gravity again? 9.81. Say, let's say for example you've got a game. The gravity is going to stay the same in a game, isn't it? Or is it negative? I don't know, I can't remember. But it doesn't matter. Because we can just say, you know, we can add it here. And if we want, you know. But these, I'll show you, because I'm going to copy this again. So that's a static, how do you call it, a constant. That'll always be the same. So what if I want the constant pi? Well, which is always going to be the same. Well, math class has already got pi. So I can make mine in that, so I'll show you the math class. And the pi is this. So they say a public static final double pi, and they just do it to a certain amount of digits. I'm sure if you wanted to calculate pi, you can do it bigger, but I suppose they know. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't know their criteria. Save it. So if I want to call pi from my crafty math, I can just do it. It's the same as calling it from the math. Literally. Was that figuratively? Who knows? So these are basically the two things I wanted to show you: the return things and the static methods. Okay, so let's go to this improved BMI. What I wanted to do with improved BMI is this little. I'm going to do it in public, and what is it? BMI is a double, isn't it? Ah, yes. Public static double metric BMI. Okay, so we need a double weight, double height. Okay, and we can just, where is it here? This is the metric one. Double, we just create double, and we have to go at the end and return BMI, and there we go. So we're going to copy this, and this is going to be called imperial, because all it is this added on the end, isn't it? So okay, so we get the same thing. And so what I'm going to do is equals BMI equals crafty math, this is the metric, and there we go. And this one should be crafty math dot imperial. Oh, stop pressing it. And there you go. And if we go back to main, get rid of this. So what's it called? Improved BMI. boom, boom, equals new improve BMI, boom, and what was it? Calculate. I've forgotten what let's have a look at what the first one is. BMI. All right, of course. So if we run that, so metric, let's say metric, 45, 60, I'm underweight. Okay, but you see it's the same thing. That's why you don't stop doing that. I keep pressing M. Eee, what a spaz. Oh, okay, so because I put them in there, I can always use that cut in. I can use that in things, and also, and not just for this. If I want to put it in something else, I don't have to create it all over again. You can build up a set of little things you want. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about weight loss or anything like that. I definitely don't know much about it. So I don't know if there's other measurements you might want to do. So you might want to do a class which returns all the measurements, or all the formulas for weighing or whatever it is. I don't know. This is what you have to. Depends on what you're doing, and you could put them all in this sort of like a helper class. I think, you know, maybe you've got maybe gravity affects the weight. When you come back down from it, gravity does affect you somehow, you know. And so we've made two little methods there that we can always call, and we don't have to repeat the thing. We just have to put the parameters, and we're golden. So basically, there's this static and return. Just remember, you can use static without outside of return methods. It's not just with return. It's just I'm showing you the basic use for them. Maybe we'll do some more on static methods. I don't know, and how we've learned about constants, whatever. These are easy. You just do the same always. You know, apart from public, static, final, whatever. But it's not difficult because it never changes. Basically, you have to learn it once and that's it. That's the good thing about that. So we've added and improved that, and hopefully in the next I think the next video I'm going to do a little project using everything we've sort of learned up to now, and I'm learning because it involves physics, so maybe we might have to, that's probably why this came to mind. Anyway, I hope this has helped. I hope I haven't dipped too much, but you know, it's a process. We're getting through it bit by bit, and you learn how to make a utility class to add two numbers together and divide two numbers. Woo! There you go. Freaking watch out, Bill Gates. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a good one. Goodbye.